Well, I just think we did a great job today of grinding this out. It's a long day. Guy off to the left of me caught a doubleheader, but we talked about it as coaches this morning. He's been so valuable to our pitching staff. These freshmen, I just don't think would be where they're at without our leadership from our 5 seniors and him back behind the plate, and Daniel Freeman, who we brought in to help us with pitchers this year. Without Daniel, without these seniors, and without that catcher right there, these guys I don't think grow like they did. And we wanted him to handle the doubleheader today, and he gutted that out for us. He calls such a great game behind the plate. He understands our system, and again, I can't say enough. You know, we run one freshman out today and the other night, and then, you know, another one today, and asked Bacon to give us all he could. He gave us everything he could. I told Demo, this is it. You know, this is yours when I went out there, and don't let the moment define you. You define the moment, and he got their best hitter out to end the game, and he deserves that from the way we had lost that first game. But considering dropping that first game the way we did, and them being able to come back the way they have, just says a lot about our leadership and these guys, and I'm proud of them.
Hey, Coach, question for student athletes.
Nick, what did you do, first of all, to get both your starters through as long as they did? How big was it for them to both be able to go that long?
It was huge for our team. You know, we need that. We're short on pitching, and Wyatt stepped up really big and gave us 7 good innings, 8. And I just told him early on, I said, pound the zone. You know, you establish your ball, establish fastball away, establish the zone, know that you can command your stuff, and you know, have that slider there to back you up as a get me out pitch. You know, we knew he was gonna be successful. You know, we were able to command away, in, up, down. We were able to mix in everything, and it happened with both games. You know, Bacon's able to command the whole zone, all of his pitches. Same thing with Demo. They all came in. Everyone gave us a good outing.
You got ice in the shoulder. How the knees feeling after catching 18 innings today?
Knees are going to be a little bit sore tomorrow, but you know, grind through it, keep them going.
You were 1 for 18 in this tournament before you hit that double that kind of gave you guys some breathing room. I mean, when you're scuffling like that, do you even expect that sort of thing to happen? How do you kind of go through it and go out there?
Yeah, being 1 for 18 before that, you know, it's really frustrating. You know, Coach Rowe told me yesterday. He said, you know, we talked to his pitching staff. He said we talked to his coaching staff, and you know, we want you to catch. He said if you hit, it's a bonus. So it kind of maybe take a step back and, you know, take a lot of pressure off myself. And I guess when the moment came up, I was just able to relax and put a good swing on the ball.
Dylan, was your approach any different at all in the second game compared to the first, or was it just exact same mindset?
No, sir. It was pretty similar. We knew the wind was blowing in real hard, so it'd be pretty tough to lift one out of here. We have a good defense. I just wanted to work away with the fastball and get him to roll over, and then use the slider as an out pitch.
Is there anything different about throwing your second game in a day after you've taken 3 or 4 hours in between?
It's a little different. I was a little tired. Coach Rowe came up to me, said kind of walk around, throw some weighted balls around a little bit, just keep the lactic acid out of your arm. That was a big thing, kind of helped me stay loose between games.
Came in a smidge earlier than you might normally in the second one. Did you know? You didn't have any doubt at all, did you, that you'd be able to finish?
No, sir. I had no doubt. I know I'm going to go out and give whatever I have for the team, and that's just the goal. I mean, you give. Coach Rowe says you give whatever you have at that point in time. If it's you have 70%, you give 70%. And that's what anybody on the team would do for our teammates. So.
Nick, Texas State. I mean, before today, they were swinging really hot bat in this tournament. How were you guys able to kind of negate that today, keep them to such a low?
I think during the first time through the lineup, you know, I kind of take my time and kind of read their swings, what their tendencies are, whether they're a pull hitter, a away hitter, whether they're on top of the plate, standing back. You know, it depends on what we can get them out with, and then it comes along with, you know, once you go around the lineup once, mixing up what you did so that way you don't get into a pattern, and that way they're not sitting one pitch on a certain count. We went a lot of first pitch off speeds, and then about halfway through the game we had to mix it up and go back to fastballs first pitch. You know, it's all about reading the hitter and seeing what their tendencies are and what you've been doing to them throughout the game.
Yeah, how does that help you out, Dylan?
Having a catcher like Thurman helps us out a lot. I mean, he sees the hitters, especially for someone like me that's in the dugout who may not be seeing exactly what's being thrown every pitch. He sees what's being thrown every pitch, and that really helps us out throughout the game, because when the time I come in, he already knows the hitters. He knows exactly what they're looking for and what to pitch. It helps us a lot.
And Nick, what did you learn a couple weekends ago against South Dallas to help you along?
You know, they're a really scrappy team, and they're not going to strike out a lot. We know that. You know, we're going to have to make our pitch and make them hit our pitch and play defense behind them because, I mean, to be honest, they hardly ever strike out. So it's all going to be about who can establish his zone, who can hit really well, and who can get the timely hits, and who can make the big pitches.
Is this kind of what you guys expected, even after dropping that first game, to run right through this thing onto the tournament championship game?
Yeah, that was the mindset they instilled in us. You know, we're going to prove to everyone what kind of team we were, and we weren't going to let anyone else define our season. You know, this isn't a rebuilding year. We're here to win the whole thing.
Dylan, for you specifically, after the way that first Texas State game ended, I mean, we talked to Clem about it yesterday, just kind of responding from that kind of a terrible way for that game to end, and to come back and take two against these guys.
I mean, it's huge. That's been our motto from the start. We just embraced the suck, and it kind of sucked what happened the other day, and we just embraced it, and we came back and won today.
Thank you, guys.
By the way, I'd real quick, those 11 saves for Moore now ties the school record set by Hicks in 2013.
Coach, the pitchers today, you guys knew that you were going to be in a bind having to come through that loser's bracket, and you were starting one guy who had already done shelled one game, starting another guy who's already made 2 appearances in the tournament. What can you say about what they did out there?
Well, it's amazing. One nice thing is that this is not the way we pitch throughout the year. So all year long, we kept all our starters below 100. Bacon would always go out and start for us. We always felt that Bacon might be the X factor, so we started starting him in the middle of the week and letting him go in 3 innings and come out, 3 innings and come out, 3 innings and come out to try to develop him as a starter so it wouldn't spook him if he had to start. So, again, we'll never, I say never, we don't pitch like this and won't do that. This is a end of the year thing where guys all through the year have not been overworked. Tomorrow, a guy like him, he's done, but to come back out, and really playing the doubleheader probably helped us because it allowed him to stay loose for game 2. If you'd have left, we probably not be able to use him the next day because he's probably sore, but it takes a while for that lactic acid to get in there, and we kept him loose with some weighted balls and stuff and told him that our biggest goal was to try to go from Bacon to you. And, we were able to do it, and way to respond. I mean, as a freshman, that's all freshmen out there, today, except for Bacon. So can't say enough, and that guy right there just does an outstanding job of handling pitchers. I mean, that's the bottom line. He's good.
How confident were you, even though you had a couple guys up, that Demo would finish it?
Well, the only thing that worried me was lifting the ball off that wall or out of the ballpark. That's the shortest porch, and Stutter's got 7, 8 home runs. That was my only fear, but we had the shadows working. I went out and told him, the shadows were halfway almost, and when you have shadows like that, you got a little bit of chance with that ball going from light to dark, and you got that chance where a guy might not be able to just catch up to it. And I told him, today the ball wasn't traveling well. We hit some balls really hard. They hit a couple balls really hard, but nothing was flying out of here like the other day. So just told him to try to make a good pitch. And you got the shadows working for you. Keep the ball down. He's going to probably try to lift it. And when they do that, the ball's going to be on the ground. And, it showed up. So I was just proud of him gutting it out because he was on fumes right there.
Whether it's, like you talked about Clement last night or Marks today, how big is it for your guys to kind of atone as a...
Well, the biggest thing we try to teach them throughout the whole year is nothing's ever good or bad. It just is what it is. We take it and we look at it, then we determine boy, it's bad. Like after we drop game 1, it's not good or bad. I mean, nothing says it's good or bad. It's how you look at it. And so we just went down there and tried to talk to the team that, we're not going to, make Clem walk back to the hotel or anything. I mean, I cut the ESPN game on when I got into the room, and LSU was playing Auburn, and LSU had a big lead just like we did, and their right fielder, you know what he did? He dropped the fly ball. I mean, dropped right behind him. They didn't shoot him. You know, guy in the Boston Red Sox last night dropped a fly ball. It is what it is. Demo did everything he could to get us off the field. And as long as you don't start pointing fingers and starting to look at it as this bad thing, and I think they're learning now how to understand that nothing's ever good or bad. It's just how you perceive it. And it was game one. Now we got to grind our way through the losers bracket, and that's the mindset they got. And again, they could have quit again, man. Troy came out and threw a right haymaker on us, you know, and ran 5 runs on us, you know, right off the bat. And right there, they could have easily shut it down and said, well, you know, nice try, but they didn't. So that says a lot about them. They've had a tough fall. They've grinded it out all fall, and they kept telling each other this is not a rebuilding year. Look, we almost had some fights in the fall with some young freshmen that, you know, Powell one day, you know, had one by the neck and told him this is not a rebuilding year. And so it was a rough fall trying to get that over to them, that we need y'all to hurry up and come on and, you know, take the baby bottle out of your mouth, cut the umbilical cord. It's already been cut once. Don't reattach it, and let's go. And that's not easy to do with freshmen. But we've been very fortunate because I think the senior leadership is so good with Greg, you know, and BT and Shug, and then him handling those freshmen. It's just everything around them has calmed them and helped them grow, and that's what's really helped us up to this point.
Would you guys even be in this position right now if it weren't for Thurman with all those freshman arms out there, three in the starting rotation?
I think there's 3 things that put us here with the freshman arms. Thurman behind the plate, Daniel Freeman's hard work as a pitching coach behind the scenes, and then the 5 seniors, the environment they created. You know, you put a plant in a closet, it doesn't commit suicide, but it dies because the environment it got put in it stunts its growth. And so when you put freshmen in an environment, if it's a good environment, they grow. And that's what these freshmen have done. And that comes from 3 things: Thurm, the senior leadership, and Daniel Freeman.
When you were saying earlier he's done, you meant Demo or Bacon or both of them?
Both of them.
Okay. So, and I assume Milhorn, is he done?
Milhorn might not be done.
Guillory, I assume, is done?
Guillory probably done. Yeah.
Is Leisha your starter, or what are you going to do?
We'll see it. We'll take a look at it tonight and kind of wake up tomorrow and check everybody's sorenesses, because again, we got good young freshman arms. The last thing I want to do is injure a guy over a win.
What marks did today? Is that kind of, you know, even after the way he struggled in that first tournament game, you saw the way he pitched against Texas State last time, where you kind of
that helped us because we knew he matched up good against them. And really what he did wrong the first night against Troy is he came out, they were amped up, and he came up too amped up. He was underneath the baseball, and you can't pitch up on Troy, you know, and he was amped up. And like I told him this time, we're going to send you back out again because we believe in you, we trust you, but you cannot come out like a closer with your nostrils flared. I need you to come out like Guillory did and just slow down and pitch. And he was able to do that today instead of coming out and trying to get under the ball and push it up against him like I thought he did against Troy. His stuff was good. Ball was coming out of his hand good. Problem was he was running it up underneath it. And sometimes you take a beating like that, you learn how to get the ball back down. And so that helped him a little bit, you know, come back out and get the ball down.
Thurman's hit, it kind of gave you guys some breathing room in the 8th there.
Off a lefty.
Off a lefty, he'd been really scuffling. But you said that, you know, offense is a bonus.
Well, we talked to him, you know, in game 1, you know, we were kicking around, do we go out there versus the lefty, and we talked it all out, and we actually weren't all together on it, but we talked it out in a civilized manner about how we wanted to go out, and the big thing was him, and my final vote was he's too important to our pitching staff, and we'll bury him in the 8-hole and let him catch. And I talked to him before the game and told him, here's what I need out of you, just need you to catch. Hitting's a bonus. And sometimes he comes in a little too frustrated over his at-bats, and today what I thought he did a great job of, that bang-bang play that happened at first base, you know, he almost breaks his helmet over that on any other day, but he's cutting up with the umpire down the right field line about that, you know. And so he had a smile about himself, and you could tell that he genuinely wasn't worried about his hitting, and guess what happened? You know, he gets a big hit. It's amazing. you know, you can't hit all in a knot. And I think him relaxing today and just catching helped him get that big knock.